Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shit's about to hit the fan. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays on Wrestling with Freddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Unsanctioned Thursdays, the show that exists because of each and every one of you. I'm your host, Uncle Freddie. With me, as always, is the greatest co-host ever, Mr. Jeff Jackpot Dye. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays.
Woo.
You were killing me before we started recording, and it is Unsanctioned Thursdays, but I will give you the right to not bring it up if you don't want to. But do you want to say what you said about Shawn Michaels?
Oh, yeah. I was reflecting. You know, when your whole identity is about how they're the sexy boy and you're hot, you know? I wonder if Shawn Michaels is like a little bitter that he went from being like the hottest guy in the world to the weirdest looking dude I've seen on television.
He's not
wearing
the
his cowboy
weirdest.
hats real low.
He's like the face of someone in an Oliver Stone movie warning you not to go wherever you're about to go in.
Yeah. He looks like the guy who's like,
doors, young man.
I wouldn't go in there.
It used to be a
"Who's this
mental
guy?"
hospital.
But because the way he looks, you still go in. You're like, oh, that guy. I'm not listening to that guy.
I'd rather get away from
And
him.
that was the sexy boy. That was the boy toy. And now you look at him and he's going, I just really like helping these young wrestlers. That's what he looks like.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Stop it. I love Shawn Michaels. Stop it. You're disparaging him. Look, I ain't no spring chicken either, buddy. Okay. We all age. We all age differently. Yeah. We don't all still look like you, Mr. Oh, I'm Jeff.
Hey,
life's perfect.
You've aged great, Freddie. What are you talking about? You look good.
Bro, I got some lines, dog. I got some Shawn Michael eyes going on too. I just don't walk as bow-legged as my man does. My man looks like he's never bought a car. Just the horse works fine.
Shawn Michaels' eyes. You don't have Shawn Michaels' eyes. The NHL mascot for Philadelphia, Gritty, has Shawn Michaels' eyes.
You better bite your tongue.
I don't know. I'm going to get my ass beat by some Shawn Michaels fan.
He's the sexy boy.
We're going to be sitting front row of the next AEW, and I'm going to get some sweet chin music is what's going to happen.
That's all right, man. Sweet chin music's a sweet almost finisher these days. All right, dude. Are you ready to talk some wrestling? I mean, technically, we're talking wrestling.
Yeah.
All right. Unsanctioned as always. There's no rules. It's kind of like F it Friday, but it's Unsanctioned Thursday. You can take that to work. Ever since Collision debuted, these guys have had beef. Andrade versus Buddy Mathews in a ladder match with Andrade's mask hanging above the ring from a hook. They almost shook hands, but then Buddy suckered him. Then they wrestled again and eventually stole his mask. He wants in the arena. They get him kicked out of the arena. The only way he's going to get his mask is if you fight in this ladder match. And here we go. And holy crap. These two guys, first of all, Buddy Mathews looks like an absolute specimen, stud, super jacked, super shredded. I know we mark out on the bodies, but whatever, we're body guys. And Andrade looks great also, super jacked, buff. And these guys beat each other's ass. They were flying off ladders, landing on more ladders. Hey, here's a table. It's a ladder match. Boom, throws him right through the table. Like, it was just awesome. They even brought out the handcuffs. Tried to cuff Andrade. Then he ends up kicking Buddy in the face when Buddy comes at him with a chair. It freaks out Julia Hart.
Who's gorgeous, by the way.
The gorgeous Julia Hart. And he grabs the keys, unlocks himself. He gets Buddy Mathews in there, climbs up, and he gets his pride back. He gets his respect back. He gets his mask back. You guys know I like Andrade. I even follow him on Instagram. I think that dude's a stud. But I really had a blast watching this. This match was awesome. The right guy won. Everything was cool about it. Did you get to see this match? Did you love it as much as I did?
This is the only match. So, we're watching a lot of wrestling each week, even if we're skimming it. It's a lot. This is the only match that I watched twice because I got to the part of the breakdown. I'll watch that one again. It's just it's got all the things I like. Plus, these guys are both, like you said, great bodies. And the ladder spots, the table spots, every part of it. And the fans were really into it too. They were all jacked up. So I loved it. This was, this was all checked all boxes for me. Also, I love that mask. I think the mask is cool. I've commented on before in here. Because when I saw it, I don't know, years after everyone else had saw it, like all of our fans, like were familiar with that mask by the time I first saw it. So I was getting tweets from people being like, this is the mask. He wore it here. He did that. And I think so. This, like I said, this checked all boxes for me.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. Let's move to the CM Punk promo, which isn't even the focal point of this segment for me. Although it was a cool promo, and he calls out MJF. He says, "This is the real title. I was never, pinned or submitted. I was never beaten." He puts an X across it to let you know he's straight edge, and straight edge means he doesn't do drugs, insinuating that Max does. So he said a lot of stuff in there that was combustible, but in came Ricky Starks, baby. And this is who I want to talk about. And the CM Punk's cool, man. He does good promos, and when you give him a long match, his matches are dope. But Ricky Starks, I've been talking about on this show for a long time. And the last 2 weeks, the last two promos he did were his heel promo and as all about me as you can get. And the crowd was like, yo, we don't give a shit. We friggin' love you, Ricky. We don't care if you cheat to win. We love you, Ricky. This week, my man walked out in separated pearls around his neck. I haven't seen a babyface do that since Princess Diana. See, I was the last one with the guts enough to wear it. And he came out in separated pearls and didn't get booed once, got cheered for. We love your separated pearl necklace, even though you're a man. It was, he has so much going for him right now. I hope the company sees this. He talked himself into a world championship match with the AEW X championship, since now there's a giant X across it. And I don't know how he wins. I think the match goes with CM Punk actually doing shenanigans to get the win the way Ricky's gotten him, and he gets like a shady victory. I think that's how they'll do it, which is actually really cool. But if there was a way for him to win, if CM Punk was really down to put him over and put him over that big, holy crap. Like that would be crazy. I don't think they can do it, but that would be crazy. What about you? Did you like this segment?
Oh, I've got a lot to say about CM Punk's quote, pipe bomb, unquote, or end quote. Dude,
I didn't think it was that pipe bomby, for the record.
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't pipe bomb. He hasn't done a pipe bomb since the first pipe bomb. He insinuates that MJF stole the line, "I'm better than you and you know it." Is that it? He insinuates that. He says it was a stolen catchphrase. Did he steal that? Did CM Punk say that before anyone else?
I don't know if Punk said it before anyone else, but I don't know anyone I could say has created everything original. Everyone took something from somebody, especially in the wrestling business.
Then he'd be stupid to complain that MJF, stole a catchphrase if everybody's doing all these things. Anyways, so there was so many flaws in his promo. He said the truth doesn't care about feelings. I'll give him that, even though that's a stolen quote from Ben Shapiro. And then he goes, and the truth doesn't care if you're right or wrong. What does that mean? The truth doesn't.
The truth only cares about the truth, Jeff.
That is such a.
But everyone's got their own truth. Everyone's got their own.
And
truth
then he's
now.
like,
so his truth and your truth could be different truths.
Like I don't. It was so confusing.
Straight edge means no girls too, though. Technically.
Oh, does it? Well, he's a liar then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so the whole thing was a little ticky-tacky and like whatever. And also the listeners are going to say, Jeff, you're being a little ticky-tacky about this. And maybe I am. So here's the thing. Once Ricky Starks came out, you go, oh, now that is a promo. That's how you get the promo. Like he even came out and did a little thing. Like he's like, hey, quiet. Also, you're going to pretend like you didn't just see me. I'm coming out to, I'm going to give you
great.
A real, oh, so cool. And CM Punk looking at he didn't have a watch on, but he's insinuating that he's looking at his wristwatch. Like, how long is this intro gonna go? And Ricky Starks just made a meal of it. He was in no rush to get it over with. And then he kicks the little red bag. Get this shit out of my way, he says. I mean, the crowd was with him with every single word. And it's
everything.
Like, if CM Punk is Mr. Promo, then Ricky Starks is the man. Like, because that was so good. It was so like electric. It just made CM Punk look like an old man. He's like, and I know you don't got any friends around here, which I loved. So the whole thing was...
I think Punk's in on that, though, because I don't think Punk would let him get away with all that based on where Ricky is in the company and where he is in the company, especially since that's Punk's show. So I think he's in on that 100%. And I give him props for that because he let Ricky go and really kind of shine. And when you let that guy shine, dude, he shines bright. Like, he looked great, Jeff. Everyone loved everything he did. Everything he did. I didn't have any audio problems on that. You know, like I could hear the crowd just fine.
It was awesome and perfectly executed. I liked every single part of what Ricky Starks did. I didn't like anything that CM Punk did. And then, but the X on the belt, did that feel kind of NWO-y, like a little bit, like with the, or
yeah,
you know,
but
how
I didn't. If it still felt organic, like everything comes from something. You know what I mean? Like you can't, and every promo can't be his best promo. But yeah, like that's the symbol that he's always kind of used too, right? Like, didn't he always have that on his little like tape wraps, his wrist?
He had it
wraps
on his
or
tape
whatever it was?
things,
So,
and that's like it was all.
Yeah,
which
but
is
that's
good.
straight edge.
Sure
It just means straight edge.
He made sure to put the X right on the E on AEW. Also, the not that it's too much like the NWO, but just kind of like it feels like that was his way of making the belt like a CM Punk belt, if you will. Like that seems like something they'll sell, or are they going to try and sell, or people are going to be spray painted at home. Also, he hates the Elite.
No, people have already
over the
spray
E
painted.
in Elite.
Oh,
someone's done.
Look at you. Look at you going down the rabbit hole. I like it.
He hates him. He's got no friends around there. Piece of shit.
You're Ricky Starks now, basically. I thank everybody for listening. Sorry about all the side quests, but I think you guys dig them or we wouldn't still have the show. Yeah. We appreciate everybody listening. Make sure you share it with your friends. Give us those downloads, those stars, everything that helps out every other podcast that you listen to. We appreciate that kind of love too. And that's it. We'll see you guys next Wednesday on another episode of Wrestling with Friends. Peace.
This has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.